Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Gwent video, and today is the first time we are checking out some monsters deck since the start of the open beta. So I've played monsters quite a lot in closed beta, but normally consume monsters, but nowadays consume is not as strong as it used to be, so that's why more or less the only monster decks you're seeing on the ladder, and especially on the ranked ladder, are the weather monsters decks. So either you can do that with the Aridine or with the Dagon. Dagon is giving you an additional weather effect, so that can be rain, can be frost, or it can be of course fog. The Aridine is normally just giving you the Hound that is spawning the frost, which is this little one here, the Wild Hunt Hound, deploy, summon, biting frost. So it always depends on what you're trying to achieve with your deck, because our weather deck that we are playing today is also running these small little foglets here, which are getting summoned or resurrected whenever fog is on any of the opposing rows. That's why we are running the Dagon instead of the Aridine, because with the Aridine you're not able to spawn fog on the board. Deck is running pretty good so far. The only problem I have is just that you need to get the perfect mulligan to not get too many useless cards in the hand. Because we are, for example, running the Wild Hunt Hound, you don't want to have the Biting Frost in your starting hand, because if you have the Biting Frost in your starting hand, of course you're not being able to spawn that with the Wild Hunt Hound. The same goes for the Crones, so you don't like to get the Crones in your starting hand. Normally you try to play those in the last round, that is round 3. Normally you're just trying to win the first round with all your weather effects, then you're chilling a bit, play the CIRI in the second round, and you're good to go for the last one. Then just win the game with the Crones and some of the rest of the cards that you have with the Harpy, for example, that spawns 2 Harpy eggs, and the Harpy eggs are staying on the board for the next round. So the problem is really that you have too many useless cards for the start, otherwise the deck is running pretty good. The Foglets, for example, are another card that you don't like to have in your starting hand. So it is very beneficial to have the Foglets in the deck, to have the Biting Frost in the deck, and also the Crones in the deck, or at least only have 1 Crone in your hand. The rest is fine. So if you're forced to play the Crones in round 1 or 2, that is also fine, but normally you're looking forward to drop that in the last round and overcome your opponent with the amount of power the Crones will provide. That is just from Brad 22 points of damage, which is normally more than your opponent can handle from 1 card. The rest of the deck is of course just more and more weather stuff. So you have the water hack here, which allows you to clear the skies, use the Lacerate or torrential rain. Don't forget to use the Lacerate here. Most people are just using clear the skies or the rain, but the Lacerate can be very useful, especially if you have already deployed a bit of weather on the board, weakened your opponent's units, and then the Lacerate is most often good enough to clear a lot of the units. And also you can just drop all the units, you can stack all the enemy units in 1 row with cards like the Drowner here, which allows you to move a unit to this row on its side. You have then also the, the CARANTHIR, which allows you to move 5 enemy units to the units row on your opponent's side and apply frost to that row on the side only. So that means you can just stack a lot of units in 1 row, and then with the water hack you are able to drop the Lacerate, for example. That was helping me a lot most of the time, so don't forget to use the Lacerate. That's very, very helpful. Rest is of course a Woodland Spirit here. You can deploy, spawn 3 Rapid Wolves and apply Fog to the opposing row. You're using the Woodland Spirit here as a gold card just for the Foglets. So if you're not running the Foglets in your weather deck, normally you don't need to play the Woodland Spirit, because the Fog alone is not that strong. It's just hitting 1 unit in general. All in all, the deck is very oppressing because you're running so many weather cards. So even if your opponent can clear 1, 2 or 3 weather effects, there are still more weather effects incoming. So that's why the deck is very ugly to play against. Not as ugly as the Spell Scoia'tael deck that is even using more weather stuff, but nonetheless this deck is one hell of an ugly matchup. So your strategy, your basic strategy for the deck is just to drop all the weather cards or most of the weather cards in your first round. So you're definitely looking forward to get the Foglets out on the board. You're looking forward to get both Biting Frost out of the board. So potentially you want to play both Wild Hunt Hounds and then get the Biting Frost, not have the Biting Frost in your starting hand, but from time to time you just have 1 Biting Frost in your hand. Can't change that. So play the Biting Frost, get the Foglets on the board somehow with, for example, the Fog here, or you just play the Woodland Spirit, whatever, and then win the first round easily. In the best case scenario, you also have a few of the Harpies on the board. So these are then spawning the Harpy eggs, and the Harpy eggs, the units from the Harpy eggs are staying on the next round, because that's a death wish, so that means you will spawn a Harpy on a random row for the next round. So for round 2 you have then something on the board which your opponent needs to overcome. Then you will also play CIRI on round 2, that's normally it, so your opponent is forced to play 1 or 2 extra cards, which should give you a little card advantage for the last round. In the last round you're then overcoming your opponent with the power from the Crones and also the rest of the card that you still have in hand. So for example the KATAKAN here, you can consume a unit from either graveyard, that might give you a lot of points. If you have some weak units on the board, you can just use the Blood-Curdling Roar, which is destroy an ally and spawn a bear. So you can, for example, use that on the Harpy or on any other small unit that is still on the board. You can even get rid of a Foglet if you're not interested in the 2 points anymore on the board. And that's the basic strategy. So normally that is working kind of good because you have so many weather effects from time to time. Your opponent is prepared for that, but even then you are still good in general. So if you have feedback, question or whatsoever, please just use the comment section. Also don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, that would be very much appreciated. And we are now going on to the ladder. By the way, was really sick. I wasn't playing over the weekend, and in just those 2 days I was dropping from the top 1000 to place 3000 or something. So the people are really grinding hard currently in Gwent. Also, don't forget, today is a live stream for new updates, so there will be some sort of balance patch, I guess, or some sort of bug fixing over the next couple of days. So check that out. You can find that on the Twitch channel from CD Projekt Red. So definitely have a look at that later today. Our first game brings us a rare occasion because we are facing a Northern Realms Foltest deck. You're not seeing that many on the ladder. And let's see, we have a Foglet here, so that's a unit that we definitely want to redraw. We have 1 Wild Hunt Hound, we have triple Crones, so that's not looking too good. Let's start here with the Foglet, let's redraw that. Gives us the Water Hack, which is fine. We will then draw a Crone, another Harpy, also fine. And the last Crone gives us just another Drowner, so that's kind of okay, I would say. Opponent is playing the Foltest, so we can expect to see a lot of units that are just getting buffed and buffed and buffed again. Could be dangerous. We will just start here with the... let's go for the Harpy. Just drop that here. We're getting 2 Harpy X, and those are then getting some Harpies out. Starting with the Foltest. So directly the leader ability, which is boosting all units in his hand and in his deck by 1. So it always makes sense to play that first. For now, let's just get another Harpy on the board. So that is 12 points in 1 row. We are just dropping everything in 1 row, because if he's running Ragnarok, for example, you don't want to get more units in more rows. If you can prevent that. And there is just a Skelliger Storm. How nice of you. So 2 eggs have been spawning. I guess we're just dropping the Water Egg then. And clearing the skies. Skelliger Storm is gone. And when is he starting to drop some units? There you go. There's the Gedwini Siege support, which is boosting each ally by 1. It appears on his side and he's adding 2 armor to it. If it's a machine, he's boosting it by 2 and adding 2 armor instead. So all the units are getting better, and they are also getting buffed by the Foltest before. Can be very dangerous. We have the option to just play the Fiend, which is locking unit. Also, we are rounding the damage down. But I would say for now, let's just get the Wild Hunt Hound out. We are dropping the Biting Frost on the back row. So slowly decreasing the points on the siege support. We also have the Ragnarok in hand. So if he's dropping units in different rows, we are definitely looking forward to just play the Ragnarok. There's the Allgeared. Allgeared is definitely a target that we might just lock. For now, let's just drop the Drowner here. We get the Allgeared in the back row as well. So dealing more damage here. It's one armor at the moment, so not directly getting damaged, but nonetheless. Damage is always good. Operator. What are you giving us? Probably the Reaver Hunter. There you go. So he's playing then with 4 Reaver Hunters. He's getting those back in the deck later with an Inike. Then play those again, and they are getting bigger and bigger over time. Well, I guess we are just using the Fiend now. We are locking the Allgeared. Plus he's getting damaged by 4. The Frost is also dealing its part, so he's now down to 21, while we are staying at 35.
Uh-oh. Trouble
and
approaches.
Just another nice little buffer for him. Oh, I don't like that too much. I guess we want to go for the Ragnarok now. I mean, we could just play another Drowner, that's for sure, but the board right now is really nice for the Ragnarok, so let's just do that. which means he's getting... Normally he's getting 9 damage now because he has 2 armor, that's only 7 then. The Allgate is going down to 1. The other units are getting more or less damaged, still at the base strength. Because they were getting buffed by Foltest. And of course they got some armor. Philippa Eilhart, dealing 5 and a random 4, 3, 2, 1. Plus he's spawning the ROACH, which is getting buffed twice still. There's still 2 Gadvini Siege supports. So, what do we do? Probably I just also want to get the Foglets on the board, but with the Ragnarok here out, we don't want to just play more weather effects here. We just go for the Reaver Hunter. We would go ahead. We don't need the Reaver Hunter here, to be honest, so let's just try to win the round. So he's getting another 9 points of damage, 8 points of damage. The other unit was at 2, so the Knight Elect, which is giving, if he has armor, it's giving all the adjacent units 1. And it doesn't have to be that he's getting the armor, so we might just... We could play the Roach here, get that in the middle row with the Drowner. So that means the Allgate is going down, the Roach is getting damaged. And we are still 9 points ahead. We still have the option to go for our leader here. Now he's just passing now, okay, that's fine. So we're winning the round, we are just passing as well. We will play the CIRI on the next round. Still have the Dagon, hopefully we're not drawing any Foglets. That wouldn't be too great. Also we don't want to draw, of course, the Crones here. Have 6 on the board, there is another Crone and just got a KATAKAN. Have to check what's in the graveyard right now. So definitely redropping the Crone, we get the Woodland Spirit, with that we can get the Fog on the board, so that would be more points. So right now there is the Allgate, which we might just... Yeah, we might just eat the Allgate. Get the chance that he's getting that back in the deck. I mean, that's also the highest amount of points we currently can find. We're not eating our own units. We are just going for the Allgate. So KATAKAN eating the Allgate, which gives us a nice little point advantage here, 17 to 0. Still has 2 more cards to go.
Salutations.
Just dropping the Siege support. We are now dropping the CIRI. That means we have 24 cards. Opponent is at 5 points.
Let's go.
And we can just pass now. So we're getting the CIRI back because we're losing the round, of course. And potentially our opponent needs to play 2 more cards. That would be amazing, because then he's down to 2. While we are still staying at 4 here.
But we're broke as shit peddlers.
Okay, he's dropping a Reaver's Guard, which gives him another Reaver Hunter. And with that he's directly overcoming us with that single card, because the Reaver Hunters are buffing each other. Plus he's getting a bit of buff from the Siege support as well. So we are losing the round, we're getting CIRI back. Still having 1 card advantage here. Plus if we're not getting a Crone, oh yeah, that's pretty good. We should still be at 1 Biting Frost in the deck. So that is excellent. We can spawn Fog, so that is giving us the Foglets out of the deck. We have the CIRI here, which is a nice little gold card. So if he's, for example, playing the Dragon, still threatened, which is not very likely, but still could be, then the gold cards are good. Going for the Reaver Hunters, let's see how many he can achieve here. We still have 1 Biting Frost, right? Yeah, 1 Biting Frost, so we are just starting then with the Wild Hound. Dropping the Biting Frost in the back row. So directly going down to 10. There's another Reaver's Guard, so he's getting another Reaver Hunter on the board. On the other hand, we are just going for the Woodland Spirit. Yeah, let's do that. So spawning Fog here on the opposing row. Plus we're getting the Foglets on the board, which means we are currently 6 points behind, but we have 1 more card. We have the Crones here, which is a lot of damage.
Long live it.
And the Knight Elect. Oh, again, this one. So how about, let's just give him the last weather effect as well. The Dagon is then spawning some, well, let's see, probably some Biting Frost. Shall we also, it might also be go, now we're going for another Fog. Go for that to get rid of the armor here. Directly, otherwise it's taken too long. Still 5 points ahead. Just the D-bomb, not helping him. So then we are going for the Crone, as we're just winning. Also 0 would be enough, but let's go for the Crone. So that's 20 points on the board. And let's see if we can do it again. Getting another perfect start here. So we are facing John Calveit. Double Foglet is seriously not good. We have double crones, which is also not very good. So we're starting with the Foglets here. Getting CARANTHIR, we're getting another Wildhound, which is really good. So topping the crones. And the card that we were getting from the crones is... Let me just see that. Hopefully they are changing this here, by the way. I don't want to see a black screen all the time. So we were getting... I guess the KATAKAN or the Ragnarok, I'm not sure. One of those, I guess. So that's the brigade. We will just start with the Wildhound Hound. Getting the Frost directly on the board. The matchup against Calveit is, by the way, not bad. So there's just a little cow. We don't care too much for that. At least not for now. Let's see, we can just... Can we kill... Cannot kill that right now. But it means just killing the Wildhound Hound. That's okay. If we drop the Harpy here, it would kill the nice little X. It wouldn't be too bad. How about just the Drowner here? Give him... let's spawn the Fog in the back row on the cow. So we're spawning the Foglet on the board. If we want, we can just drop the Harpies and then the Harpy X are getting killed right directly by the cow. So we are just losing 2 points, but we're also getting 6 on the board. It wouldn't be the worst that we can do. With the Mercenary, he's getting just another one. Which is right now a lot of points. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Okay, then we are going for the Drowner here. We are moving the cow into the back row, and those 2 cows are killing each other. So it's definitely better than just playing something else in this situation.
A shame I have no...
Just another Mercenary. And he's getting the Ambassador, buffing one of the Rod Tossers. Otherwise he's just getting 4 points of damage each turn in the row here because of the weather. So let's see. KATAKAN is right now not really helping us. So there's nothing in the graveyard. Probably just dropping the Harpy then. Which is giving us enough points so that we are staying ahead here. Even with the weather. There is a Banhammer, so he's getting rid of the weather here, unfortunately. But it's not too problematic. You can just play CARANTHIR, for example, and get everything in the front row. So there's then some Biting Frost spawning, dealing 3 points of damage. August. Okay, the X are going down. We're just using the Wildhound Hound here. Also dropping then some Biting Frost in the middle row. So dealing constantly damage over time. If he's now spawning, there you go, the Imperative Golems with the Calveit. These are all getting damaged, so it's not too... Oh no, don't give him the decoy. That was the best he could get. But then we are going for the Ragnarok. So just more weather, because now everything... He has a unit in each row, so that is right now just like that 9 damage. That's just getting more and more over time. Because he was looking for the decoy, it's not looking like he has another weather clearer in his hand at the moment.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
Going for Candarella. Someone is looking for that weather clearer, for sure. Oh, need to be careful. KATAKAN is right now eating an August. We could eat the Foglets, but of course we're not doing that. So the Dagon is not really helping us too much. I would say we're just dropping the KATAKAN and just eating the 4 points here from the August. So KATAKAN going up to 8. We are dealing another 6 points of damage. So our opponent is down to 31. Still continuing. Interesting. So he's going all in here. Someone is going all in. Are we interested in just spawning the Foglet? Yeah, let's do that. With the Dagon we are spawning some Fog. And we are spawning the Foglet as well, so that means we have a nice little advantage of 22 points. Still has one more card to play. But right now he's getting constantly damage in the face. And now he's passing, so we are also passing. 1 card disadvantage, but because our opponent also needs to play a card, we are more or less even for the last round. Would have been nice to get at least 1 egg here on the board. And there is a Harpy, that's good. It's just spawning us some eggs here. We're dropping the Crone for sure. We're getting a nice little bear, which is very useful for the last round. So we're just starting with the Harpy then. Getting 2 nice little eggs on the board. Hopefully opponent needs to play more than 1 card. Not with the Triss Marigold, unfortunately. So we are just passing then. No need to play the crowns or the raw here. We just want to get the 6 points for the last round. Means he has 1 card advantage. Oh, is he thinking of playing something? Oh, he's passing. So 6 points on the board. Last round, we are again just getting the crone. Don't give me the crone all the time. So our first light it is. The bear and the woodland spirit.
No surprise.
That's an all geared. Interesting that you're playing the all geared. How about just the woodland spirit? I mean, he could play the bearer and then he has some weather clearer. Hasn't played one so far, but maybe he's not playing any. So the Vanema's out, Decoy's out. That's weather clearing stuff. So you could still have some bronze card that is clearing the weather. Wouldn't be that great. So I would say let's just start here with the bear. Let's just get a bear here in the middle row. Tibor, 25 points for him. We get another harpy. Well, then let's just drop the harpy. Still 10 points behind, but with the crones we're getting 20 points, so that's fine. Para Brigade. Para Brigade. Let's just drop the Woodland Spirit then. If he has a Weather Clearer, then it's fine. We are still keeping the wolves. Getting 2 damage. So he's going... Oh, he's going for the rally. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the right choice. Maybe he was... If he's playing with the Brigade, which is clearing the weather, then of course that was the right choice with 7 cards to go. Novice is only 3 points, so not the greatest. Not at all. We will just play Rally. We will get Drowner here. Well, yeah, I mean we can just... Let's just get the Novice here in the row. Doesn't really matter, but nonetheless. Just getting another 2 points of damage, 6 points behind. There's the Aldo Thunder, which is not good enough, so the Crones will just give us a victory here with 20 points from the top.